he's making songs like "We Gonna Be All Right." He's not the guy saying, "Yo, I'm selling coke," like motherfucking Pusha T or Joe Budden, who like most of it he was having a lot of emo type of rap type of stuff. Kendrick is a culture guy all the way. So when he realized, wait, there's a culture angle, that number one, I'm a culture guy.
We are checking out DJ, well, it's called King Academics, but his name is DJ Academics. He's talking about Joe Budden's bias for Kendrick, against Drake. Hit the thumbs up button, subscribe to his channel, guys. Let's go and get into it.
Guy, there's a culture angle I could get Drake. Let me really deep down and sink my is gonna work, right? So I agree with Joe with this. I'm not gonna lie to you.
And he's a bigger star at the end of the day.
Yeah, that matters.
I started with profile. Yeah. Profile. It starts there. Kendrick is way different. I was mad that it got clipped up that way, but engagement farming, I get it. Have a blast.
Joe, can we just address the fact you have a little bias in
There you go, Monty.
Drake get his ass kicked a little bit.
Bias. I love him getting his ass kicked.
All right, that just
Right.
See, I like when Joe says that. And I like when Joe says that because it's just honest and open. Yes, I want to see this nigga lose. I want to see him lose.
Right.
It's fine to say that.
You don't
Yo,
like it.
this is one thing I've realized about the fans. I heard fans say this to me. They're like, yo, Ak, you know what we don't like? We feel you're biased. My nigga. I've always said, listen, if you watch me, my like if I post something on Twitter or like on Instagram or if one of my pages that, you know, I run through my subsidiaries, yes, that's supposed to be more of a neutral thing. If you're watching me on stream give my opinion, most of my opinion is tinted by my life experiences and my thoughts. I'm not sitting here, I'm not Don Lemon. I'm not the person who has no type of like, oh, okay, I'm just sitting. No. I always told people, hey, I am not a street nigga. I've always thought street niggas were stupid. I always thought that people who did crime should just go to jail.
Right.
You're not going to get me to sit here and identify with those guys when shit happens. If you are looking for that type of commentary, like, I'm not a gangbanger. If you're looking for that, that's why, you know, people give me no credit for, I'm one of the people who have championed. When I mean champion, I've been so happy and championed other media personalities coming up that are different from me. Oh, you want to hear your super tough guy? You want to hear your gang member, whatever? You're what? Go listen to that person. Go listen to that person. And I have no problem with it because I think everybody knows now, bro. I've been doing this shit for over 10 years. Y'all know my DNA. Y'all know me. Like, I'm pretty sure some of y'all have watched me so much, y'all could probably predict how I would think about something or react. Right. So I can't cosplay as something I'm not. But I also understand you might want to hear the other opinion. So because I can't be, like some people could do that. They could be the gangster, the punk, the nerd, the law-abiding citizen, the fake tough guy, the homo thug. I could only be me. So I tell you, go get other people's opinions. Joe Budden's in a different demographic than me. He's an artist. He has a different background. I want y'all to go. Y'all should listen to me and him.
Thumbs up button. I barely remember Joe Budden as a rapper. I think he had one song out that I can remember. They played a lot in the radio, maybe 17 years ago or some shit like that. But I barely remember him being a rapper. I know him. I recognize Joe Budden more from his podcast and being on, you know, having a little, you know, a podcast beef with different rappers than him being a rapper. You know what I'm saying? I think his rap career was short lived. You know what I'm saying? Hit the thumbs up button, guys. Get back into it.
You're gonna hear different things from Ak. You're gonna hear different things from Joe. I'm not trying to give you a Joe Budden perspective. I'm not Joe. The people who try to give you everything is because they're desperate for you to accept them. At this point, you know who Academics is. I'm going to give you the really dope insight breakdown. Like, for example, even with the Fulio thing, if you came here, you know when Fulio died, you know what we was about to do. If you on some, nah, that shit fed. Yo, you doing fed work right now. Nah, you the police. You shouldn't even be here. Like, you're never gonna be like, oh, nah, let's keep this in the streets. Let's keep this shit in the streets. Real G. Nah, that's not me. So again, I appreciate people being themselves. So when Joe says, of course I want to see that nigga get his ass kicked.
That's another thing. Like, it seemed like to the point. I remember one time I was driving in my car one time, and I was listening. I was with a friend of mine. It was a homegirl of mine, and this was some years back. And I forgot what song came on, but it was a hip hop song. Had a little bit of, I forgot what it was. But anyway, it was a hip hop song, and it was kind of gangster, but not really. And I'm listening to the song. She's like, you are not no thug. I'm like, do I have to be a thug to listen to hip hop? To listen to music? She's like, yeah, listen to this kind of music. You got to be a gang. You got to be about that life. I'm like, so you have to be a criminal to listen. Like, the people really think that if you listen to hip hop, you have to be about their life to listen to it. Like, so I asked her. I said, so what should I be listening to? I figure you listen to Backstreet Boys, and I said, I don't listen to that. Why would I listen to Backstreet Boys? Why would I listen to the Backstreet Boys? You think I'm that soft? Like, I'm not. I'm like, you know, I'm not but that's what it is. They think that, especially black people in our society, they think that you're not a man or you're a soft man if you listen to, like, you have to be about that life to listen to this kind of music. You're not a man unless you're a gangbanger or a dope. You'd have been to the pen. They've actually brainwashed us to think that manhood is being a criminal. And it's crazy to me. Hit the thumbs up button. Let's get back into act.
When you're listening to most of these personalities, trust me, Charlemagne is biased. I am biased. Joe is biased. Vlad is biased. Everybody has experiences with people or whatever that kind of seeps into their thoughts. Anyway, let me keep playing. I'm going to get to that point.
I just wanted to,
Did you think that he was going to run from?
No, because I feel like
people
keep speaking to that as if Joe is just not being very aware that that's how it comes across. Like,
oh, okay.
But the bad part about it, is, and I'm glad you said that, is Drake is being used as a shield for what the real conversation is lying underneath, which is culture people versus numbers people. It's not really about Drake for me.
That was I watched this podcast, and this is why Joe Budden is amazing, because him drawing out that point is exactly the conversation we've been having. Like, I've watched certain idiots on Twitter. They're like, yo, you know why Drake lost? It's because he's aligning himself with bozos like academics or whatever. Hey, Joe is speaking to exactly what it is, right? Yo, put it like this. And I mean, it goes along with everything we've seen. My platform was a platform that the battle seemed to operate on. We're doing ridiculous numbers. But when it comes to hip-hop media, I usually do usually above average numbers. Anyway, Drake aligns himself with streamers who are popular. Me, who seem to be one of the more popular media members. You're going to see popular numbers.
Hip-hop sucks.
And then Kendrick, his angle was fuck the numbers and fuck the guys who deal with the numbers. Yeah. Even though we're not talking about the body shit right now. Let's do culture. So that was the conversation. And that's been a conversation that's bigger than Drake. And I'm telling you, me and Joe, I think about second episode or maybe even first episode of Everyday Struggle, we argued about this.
He was just the person on the cross.
Let me ask you, but do you think any person that gets to a certain level of success, that's going to be the knock at some point?
No, I think we're conflating things.
You think he came out the gate looking for numbers?
I couldn't say.
Gotcha.
I couldn't say. He was blessed enough to get him from the gate.
True.
Okay, so I'll stop that there. If you guys want to watch it, you guys can. It's Joe Budden Podcast, episode 736. That's my guy. It's called.
Anyway, y'all, this is DJ Academics. I just wanted to just do my little reaction to his video on Joe Budden's podcast. Support his channel, Joe Podcast Academics. So I'm doing reaction to a reaction. But yeah, Joe Budden never liked Drake. Like he always kind of had like a little kind of like. I think Drake and Joe Budden kind of beefed a little bit. Maybe last year, right? They kind of had like a little spat, a little beef. You know, they kind of fizzled. It kind of started, and then it kind of fizzled out. You know, I believe it was the beginning of last year. If I ain't mistaken, they had like a little back and forth. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, what do y'all think about this video, man? Hit that thumbs up button, that notification button. Check out the rest of my videos. I got some cool hip hop documentaries, some untold stories about Juicy J and Prodigy, and you know, a lot of '90s hip hop artists, man. So check out my documentaries on my channel and support the channel. I appreciate you guys watching this far, and the thumbs up button. I really appreciate you guys. Take care.